What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Once again, it is that time, the holiday season. So it is time for year 12 of the Wait a Minute Show toy drive, and I need your help this holiday season. So going on from November 1st to December 14th, the Wait a Minute Show toy drive is where we sponsor kids from Helping Hands of Paulding County, a nonprofit organization, and kids 1 through 18. We sponsor those kids and get them what they want for the holiday season. And how we do that, I do it with your help. So I need your help once again. I go out there through your donations and I get what it is that they want. So it's real simple and real easy to do. All you have to do is go to thewaitaminuteshow.com. Again, that's thewaitaminuteshow.com and choose your option of PayPal, Cash App, or GoFundMe. And it does not matter. $1, $2, $5, it all adds up. We were able to help 22 kids last year. We're trying to help more this year. And we only can do that with your help. So again, go to thewaitaminuteshow.com and choose your option, PayPal, Cash App, or GoFundMe, and make it a memorable 12th year holiday season for a kid out there. I need your help, everyone.
Imagine feeling invigorated and focused, not by artificial substances, but by natural pre-workout supplements. This isn't just a thought, but a reality many athletes and fitness enthusiasts are embracing. They hold the key to elevated performance without the commonly associated side effects of synthetic products. However, overlooking the potential of these supplements means missing out on that all-natural energy boost and focus. It means accepting unnecessary crashes post-workout. It's a pain point that no fitness enthusiast should grapple with, especially when there's a healthier alternative. At Lion Roar Herbs, we produce a vegan all-natural pre-workout that is proven to increase performance and boost every workout. Visit us at lionroarherbs.com to learn more and look for natural performance energy. That's NPE. We are sure you will feel the difference.
When you know what to do with what you got, you can do more with it. All right. So shouts out to my man Lavrell, as well as the World Changers, making this thing happen and getting it done with your financial needs. All right. The World Changers help empower individuals and communities throughout financial education and implementation. Your agent Lavrell Hawkins has made significant strides in the financial services industry, using his expertise to guide and support others in achieving financial stability as well as success. Lavrell uses an holistic approach that addresses the mental, physical, financial, and spiritual aspects of being in a well space and place when it comes to your finances, all right? Y'all give them a call. 919-764-4626. That's 919-764-4626. The World Changes Financials and the REL are dedicated to empowering you and your communities through financial education and implementation. 919-764-4626. Have you ever been stranded on the side of the road, Ollie?
Yes.
It's not comfortable, is it?
No.
Dogs and poodles, if you find yourself in a jam on the side of the highway, give my folks at Bay 11 Towing a call, 404-770-6949. Again, that's 404-770-6949. Being stranded on the side of the road in Metro Atlanta is very stressful and dangerous. Bay 11 Towing is who you need to call, whether you're dealing with a flat tire, dead battery, full-on breakdown, or whatever that may have you on the side of the road. Call our folks at Bay 11 Towing, and they will get to you with a competitive rate and quicker than everybody else in town. Again, that's Bay 11 Towing. That number is 404-770-6949.
We have our new advertising rate sheet available. The Two Live Stews have a current reach of 50,000 people.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
Here's the big thing about it. If we advertise your business, you got to remember, this is pretty much forever. It's in perpetuity because these videos are streamed and you can watch it over and over, and people can watch what we did 6 months ago and they're still going to see your advertisement. Okay?
Constant. It's constant.
Constant. All right. So, internet-based or Atlanta-based businesses, just going to shoot you real. I mean, if you're in Arizona and you got a brick and mortar, we probably can't help you a lot, to be honest with you. Now, if you want to advertise the show just to show some love, that's cool. But an Atlanta-based business and internet-based business, check us out. Email us, okay? sme.dougstewart@gmail.com. Here are your sponsorship packages starting at $75. And you're getting a lot of value from $75. In the Two Live Stews Facebook chat group, we got 40,000 people, okay? So you got 4 different levels. Level 1, $75. And really, it's still great because, once again, perpetuity. F with your boys. Okay? So if you're interested, email us. We'll send you this rate sheet, the packages, and advertise your business right here on the Two Live Stews.
I did not know that if you are not using it, something happens to it. So when you start to see a decrease in the estrogen amounts that's coming from your ovaries, the cells of the vagina tend to shrink. The elasticity of the vagina tends to change. So I have a lot of patients that complain of it not only being dry, but it feels like it's like just literally like shriveling, like it's thinning. The walls of the vagina thin. So, intercourse is a way, of course, to keep that elasticity, and things will just kind of atrophy, or it'll shrink if you're not active. The vaginal estrogen is a great way, because sometimes by the time patients get to me, it's like, I haven't been dating for years. I've met someone, we're trying, and it's so painful. So that's when I will put them on vaginal estrogen cream. And I love pelvic floor physical therapy. So if I get a patient and they're to that where it's painful, they've not had intercourse in years, now we're trying to get back out there, we're going to do some pelvic floor physical therapy. So we work as a team. I deal with the estrogen component. I send them to pelvic floor physical therapy. They help them to learn how to relax those pelvic floor muscles again and how to get things back together. Pelvic floor physical therapy. And if your gynecologist isn't talking about pelvic floor physical therapy, I don't know what's going on.
Falcons Wrap-Up, presented by the Two Live Stews. Drop your highs and lows from the game in the chat
And chop it up with Doug and Ryan about your Atlanta Falcons.
You're in the dog pound. Dogs and poodles, it's the Two Live Stews, and we're back. Our debate that started us on radio was the effectiveness of the option, idiot.
You call your brother idiot? I never call you
A
an idiot.
dummy. What you did is called hijack the show. I'm done. Doug Stewart and Ryan Stewart streaming live Monday and Thursday at 7 a.m.
That's the number 2 live stews, youtube.com. 2 live stews, YouTube. Stewart Media and Entertainment presents the Two Live Stews experience. We back, shawty! This right here, this ain't your ordinary-ish.
Two Live Stews Experience, Ryan Stewart, Doug Stewart. Baby, we back. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Yes, we are back. It's been a long time. We shouldn't have left you, but them folks sat us down forcefully. What up to the Qs?
Do not let anyone confuse you. The Two Live Stews started this shit. The Two Live Stews experience, shawty. If you not stewing, what the hell are you doing?
And we've got to thank God every minute of every day. You're in the dog house with your boys, the Stews, the Two Live Stews, Doug Stewart, Ryan Stewart, the makeup of those stews. And this is a Monday morning edition of your Two Live Stews experience. Good morning, Griff. Good morning, Rail. Sorry, can't. Football. Bye. Appreciate you, Rail. Appreciate you, Rail. Shouts out to Mocha Bella. And good morning to my man, honorable mention, Mr. Ron Lee. Good morning to you too, Dougie Stew. How you feeling today, sir?
I'm fantastic, man. How about you?
Absolutely wonderful, man.
I'm
absolutely I'm just in awe of the good Lord and his grace and mercy that he shows me. I'm just in awe.
How was the weekend?
Wonderful, man. On a soccer field all day, Saturday and Sunday. Auburn all day on Saturday, and Opelika, Alabama all day on Sunday. But came back yesterday after Morgan won a championship. That's right. She's won another title in soccer.
Oh, yeah? How many goals she get?
She had 1 goal this past weekend. Played excellent defense. Thank you. Y'all too kind. Thank you for your applause.
You're far
really
too kind.
Thank you. Really means a lot. I just got to get her to play with effort. 100% effort the entire match. Once we get her there, she'll be unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
There's literally times where somebody kicked the ball to her, but if it doesn't come directly to her, she won't move a freaking inch. She just won't, you peasant, send the ball directly to me. Don't make me move for it, so I'm not moving.
Right.
Yeah. But she doesn't do that. She's amazing out there.
What's the thinking on soccer and all these other things she's doing as opposed to, I would think you would just focus her on tennis because tennis looks like her ticket out of the ghetto.
Yeah, but
well,
and she's not in the ghetto.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to
a metaphor, but don't speak that onto my family. Don't speak that onto my family.
To coin a phrase. Don't
coin phrases of prosperity.
Right.
Don't coin phrases of negativity and despair.
Her thing, as far as I can tell, is tennis.
She doesn't even like tennis, man. Honestly, every time I take a video, I got to pull a tooth out there to take the video. She doesn't really like tennis. I mean, we're making her do it because she's really good at it. We're making her do it.
So, it's funny you say that. I saw a video this weekend where Charles Barkley was saying that, his daughter, one of his daughters, was tall. She was like 6'3" in the 8th grade or something like that. And he had her in all these camps and whatnot. What the hell was that?
The hell? But
anyway, he had her in all these camps and whatnot. And she was killing him. And then, he could kind of see something in her. And one day he pulled her to the side, says, I think her name was Christina. Christina, do you like basketball? She was like, no, Dad, I hate basketball.
That hurts.
And he said it hurt his feelings because obviously basketball is giving him everything in life. But he was like, that's it. He didn't try to take her to practice or anything no more. That was it.
You know what I learned from that story?
I feel that.
You know what I learned from that story?
Yeah.
Be careful what you ask your kids. The same thing happened. Miles was a good baseball player, really good. Wasn't putting any time in, but I was getting him training twice a week. We were going to practices. Miles was a really good baseball player. The one day I asked that cat if he's enjoying himself, he looked at me, he was like, no, sir. It turned his head. I said, but you don't have fun out here playing baseball, bud? No, sir. I said, so Miles, if I left it up to you, you wouldn't play baseball? Yeah. He said, no, sir.
You know what?
I'm gonna make you finish this season, bud. But you're done. After this season, if you don't want to play no more, that's it.
We got a bunch of stuff to get to, but I distinctly remember our old man asking us before the beginning of every season.
Right. If you want to do this.
Do you want to play? Do y'all want to play this year? And it got to the point where I'm like, what is this guy nuts? Of course we want to play. Why he keep asking us this?
He wanted to make sure.
He wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
He wanted to make sure that he wasn't pushing his wants and desires on us.
Right.
And every single year, you guys want to play football this year?
Yep.
Yeah, man. I was so excited to go to TNT Sports. People from the Low Country will remember. I was so excited to go to TNT Sports and get a new pair of cleats because every year we got a new pair of cleats.
That's right.
And I was so excited, but I vividly remember him asking us that every year. And yeah, I 100% agree. You can't push what you want on these kids, man.
Yep. This Morgan's in the 4th grade now. I'm going to give her until middle school when I start asking her. But right now, I don't think they understand and know what they want to do. So we'll make that decision for them. So when she gets in middle school, I'm going to be like, hey, is this what you want to do? You have to do something. But if this ain't it, let's make sure we put the time, resources, energy, and effort into what that may be. Right before we get started, man, a lot of good stuff to get into. Balls and busters, NFL talk, college talk. You got a party that's coming up this weekend that everybody's talking about. Before we do anything else, though, look at this. Let me show you something real quick.
And you're watching the 2 Live Stews experience.
Love the shirt at One Live Stew. Stand up. No. No. I'm not standing up. No, Rel.
Who's that, Rel?
Damn Rel Scott.
He's trying to get some free.
I will not.
Some free marketing out of us. Come on, Rel. The man wore the damn shirt.
Okay, it is a nice shirt.
Sorry, can't football buy. Okay, so now he's going to send us where people can buy the shirt from. He's going to send us the link to where people can buy the shirt from, right?
More than likely, man.
Yeah.
But it was a gift, and pretty much Rel comes down here once a year to hang out with us. And every time I see him for the first time, if I hadn't seen him in a year, he'll hand me a little gift, man. And this was a great gift. So, Rel, you're good.
Yeah, I got one too. I got the same shirt.
What?
I have the same shirt. The shirt is not special. He didn't give it to you because he likes you. He gave it to you because he's trying to get free marketing and publicity for his shirts.
This some bitch give everybody a shirt?
Yeah, I got 5 of them, I think.
I'll be changed when we come out of the next break. I'm going to change my clothes when we come out of the next break.
And so listen, Ballers, Busters, as you mentioned, I got a big party this Friday night.
Shouts out to you, Rel.
PartyBulldogsParty.com. The Celebration Bowl is locked here in Atlanta next week, or not next week, this coming Saturday. It's the South Carolina State Bulldogs taking on the Jackson State Tigers this Saturday at the Georgia Dome. Friday night, though, biggest party in Atlanta history. This is probably going to be the biggest party in Atlanta history. Friday night, Josephine Lounge, 8 to 12 p.m. PartyBulldogsParty.com, PartyBulldogsParty.com. Ryan and Tree going to dance all night because they don't want to sit down. They don't want to do none of that stuff. No. It's going to be crazy. PartyBulldogsParty.com, PartyBulldogsParty.com. Matter of fact, I'll put the link in the comments here in a second, all right? So people watching the show can join us Friday night.
Who you give your first ball award to, sir?
I'm giving my first ball award to the South Carolina State Bulldogs because they had a tremendous season, and I think they're going to finish the drill this coming Saturday.
No, but wait, their last game was like 2 weeks ago.
That's fine. I mean, you can never get too many ballers, man. I mean, what?
Okay, that's fine. Ball award to South Carolina State, man.
I can tell you I'm giving my first buster to.
Who?
That son of a bitch, Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins has thrown the Atlanta Falcons quarterback, and I'm trying to stay calm while I do this.
I can tell, man. I can tell.
Kirk Cousins has thrown 8 interceptions in the last 4 games and no touchdowns.
He looks bad, man.
That's impossible.
I told y'all he was. I told y'all. And one thing I'll do on this show is I'll stand up and man up when I'm wrong and tell you I was wrong. My bad. If I'm wrong, I'll tell you I'm wrong, and I'll tell you you was right. But man, I don't come on here often and tell you I told you so. I told y'all so.
No, man, we were both very down on the whole draft, the whole pick, not draft. We were down on the whole signing, not even a pick, not a draft, not a pick, the signing of the veteran Kirk Cousins, because he's literally been up and down his entire career. He's shown flashes of brilliance. Earlier this year, he showed flashes of brilliance. So you know what I did? I eased off the brother. Against my better judgment. Against my better judgment. I backed off of the brother. This son of a bitch has thrown 8 interceptions and no touchdown passes in the last 4 games. Now, in the last show, we talked about when should we bring in Michael Penix Jr.?
What did I say? Now you want to jump on that train?
No,
you want to come in now, don't you?
I still want to wait until they come back to Atlanta in 2 weeks.
I got room for you. Come on.
You want Penix to start this coming week when they go to Vegas. I say no. The Falcons come back home in 2 weeks. The next home game is in 2 weeks. Wait till then. Hell, you already gave a guy. You promised a guy $100 million guaranteed. So let him go out there. The season is pretty much done.
As a former player, here's what I disagree with. And it's your boys, the Two Live Stews, Doug Stewart, Ryan Stewart. There's players on that team that will not be blessed with another season of NFL football. This is it for them. They may not know it yet, but for some of those guys on that sideline, there's only 53 men out there on the weekend. Some of them will not ever be playing again. Don't they deserve every opportunity to play as much ball as possible? Don't they deserve to get a few extra playoff checks? Don't they deserve the best record in their final season? Kirk ain't that guy. And you went from being first to now not being first, losing 4 games straight and watching him do absolutely nothing, while there may be someone on the roster that can do better, that was drafted to do better, that was drafted high enough to play right now.
Yeah,
but you want to wait 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks? You only got 4 more games. What you waiting 2 more weeks for?
You know what, man? I'm not going to invest that much energy and argue with you about it. Whatever, man. At this point, whatever. Go ahead, start him this week. I'm just pulling myself away from the whole. I'm stepping back from this situation because it ain't good for my pressure.
Not even just the players. What about the coaches that this may be their last year of working in the NFL? This may be their last season to get playoff checks. Their last season to have good film. What about those coaches? What about the fans that, because Trump's coming back in office, they may be getting deported? What about those people that want to see their Falcons win games? Don't they deserve it?
The Falcons fans that are about to get deported want to see them win games.
You don't think there's some illegals that are Falcons fans?
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
I'm just saying it's a bigger picture, man. And wins and losses happen within inches in the National Football League, and everybody deserves to win, man. He's not the best option for the team, the coaches, the players, and or the fans. It's not him.
He sucks.
I told y'all these suck.
And I tried to be civil about this. This is what I posted on Facebook yesterday in the group. I tried to be civil. I crushed him when we made the signing because I saw him the last 6 or 7 years.
Well, I disagree with that.
And you were defending him about being a good signing.
I still agree that.
You defended him. You were like, he's a good quarterback. He's a very good quarterback.
He's been better than good his entire career until now. He's 40 he's 40 within no, it is true.
That's not true. That's why they let him go. If he was that good, they would have kept him. They would have signed him.
Well,
the last couple of teams he's been with, the Washington Redskins, the Minnesota Vikings, they would have found a way to keep him if he was that good. Because he's up and down, they let him go.
Right. Yeah, man. I disagree. And go to ProFootballReference.com to pull up his career stats. I'm not even going to do that with you. He's been more than proficient at the quarterback position. He's just 40 and tore his Achilles his last season of playing football. That's all it is. And clearly, as we see with Aaron Rodgers, someone who blessed my bank account again on yesterday, as we see with 40-year-olds and Achilles injuries, they don't work well. Can I give a ball award real quick before you move on?
No. Hold on one second. You argued me down about Kirk Cousins and how good of a signing it was.
No.
Just acknowledge that. Just acknowledge that.
That's not
Please.
true. Please. That's a lie. Pull receipts. Can I give you a ball award real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
I want to give a ball award to the playoff committee that left Alabama's ass out. I want to give a ball award to the playoff committee that said, you know what? SMU lost their championship game, but we're still going to put them in ahead of a team that's lost 3 games to 2 teams they shouldn't have lost to. I want to give a ball award to the playoff committee for having testicles for the males that's on that committee, and for having ovaries for the women that was on that committee.
For the ovaries.
For doing the right thing. And not succumbing to the pressure of these Roll Tide fans.
And
that's it, sir.
And that's exactly what that was all about.
That's it, sir.
Is politics. Political correctness.
That's right.
When their whole mission was to put the best 12 teams in the playoffs, they didn't do that.
Nope.
Because of political correctness and because everybody had a soft place in their heart for SMU, and SMU is a very, very good team. Because everybody had a soft place in their heart for SMU, they gave them that spot over clearly a better team in Alabama who had a couple of bad games this year.
You can't afford the bad games, Doug. You can't afford the bad games.
And you're watching the Two Live Stews experience. And Nick Saban made a very good point yesterday on the pregame, or day before yesterday on the pregame show.
I think it was yesterday when he got the ISO.
That's right. When they
were done with the 12 teams, they went straight to Nick Saban.
Right.
Because he's talked about the importance of strength of schedule all year long.
Right. So Saban's point was, in the NFL, teams lose games all year long. But it's really about how you look at the end of the year and do you make the playoffs? Do you have a good team or not? He's like, by that logic, a lot of Super Bowl winners wouldn't have won Super Bowls if they lost a game in the middle of the season. Alabama's a better team than SMU, man. I think they got it wrong. I'm not mad at SMU because I like watching the little quarterback they got, the little brother, 5'8", looked like he about 140 pounds, soaking wet. That's fine. But if Alabama and SMU played 10 times, Bama probably win 8 of them. Do you agree or disagree?
I think Bama would win 9 or more.
And listen, once again, no disrespect to SMU. Bama got a roster full of 4- and 5-star players. SMU probably don't. I haven't looked at it. SMU probably don't.
Well, they're in Texas, and there's oil money in Texas. All those schools have boosters that have tons of money.
Well, yeah.
So I'm willing to bet that they do have some players. I've seen them play 2 or 3 games this year. They do have some stars, some really good players. The NIL and the portal has blessed every team with a few players. So they've got a few players. But, man, their roster compared to Bama's, it's heads and
they lost to Vanderbilt. They probably took them lightly.
Yep.
You know, they went on the road. They took them lightly, looking forward to the week after, and they lost to Vanderbilt.
Can't do that.
But do you think that they're not better than SMU? Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, son.
Up next in the Doghouse with your boys, the Two Live Stews, Doug Stewart, Ryan Stewart, and the Two Live Stews Experience. Last 48 talk, more ballers and busters. We're going to get into this 2024 college playoff situation, and we'll get to your chats today as well. Yo, whatever y'all do, y'all make sure and keep it locked to your boys. Doug Stewart, Ryan Stewart, and the Two Live Stews, and the Two Live Stews Experience.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Once again, it is that time, the holiday season. So it is time for year 12 of the Wait a Minute Show toy drive, and I need your help this holiday season. So going on from November 1st to December 14th, the Wait a Minute Show toy drive is where we sponsor kids from Helping Hands of Paulding County, a nonprofit organization, and kids 1 through 18. We sponsor those kids and get them what they want for the holiday season. And how we do that, I do it with your help. So I need your help once again. I go out there through your donations and I get what it is that they want. So it's real simple and real easy to do. All you have to do is go to thewaitaminuteshow.com. Again, that's thewaitaminuteshow.com and choose your option of PayPal, Cash App, or GoFundMe. And it does not matter. $1, $2, $5, it all adds up. We were able to help 22 kids last year. We're trying to help more this year. And we only can do that with your help. So again, go to thewaitaminuteshow.com and choose your option, PayPal, Cash App, or GoFundMe, and make it a memorable 12th year holiday season for a kid out there. I need your help, everyone.
Okay, I want y'all to watch this play.
He's a real whore. And I'm getting in the real whore game thanks to you, Doug. Doug Stewart, Ryan Stewart, Two Live Stews. Wait, that didn't sound right. I'm not getting in the whore game. I'm getting in the real game, if that makes any sense.
So what are your thoughts about that, man?
So
you played defensive back in the NFL. I mean, I guess my question is, if it's a good hit, if you can make a good hit, what we used to call a good hit on a player, you're not supposed to do it?
I see the dread.
I want y'all to watch this play.
And you're watching the Two Live Stews Experience.
I see the dread in the building. At the end of that game last night, Dread, there was a hit on DeAndre Hopkins inside the red zone on the sideline. He had the ball, but the ball was dislodged. Now,
Correct.
if you can find that play for us, if you can, any way possible, that'd be great.
I mean, it wasn't head-to-head contact.
Nope.
He was trying to make a play.
Yeah, man, that was a clean play. That was what they call in the business a bang bang play. So, are you going to have the receiver are you going to have the DB who's trying to get to the ball and or dislodge the ball stop or not try to get to the ball with all the effort?
Right.
Or what do you want him to do?
Right. I guess they want you to let him make the catch. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I guess what the NFL is saying is that they want you to let him make the catch.
These guys have literally 4.3, 4.4, 4.5 speed. They can't bust their butt 25, 30 yards to get to one spot where the ball is and then decide to pull off or lay on based upon that millisecond when they get to that spot. It doesn't work like that.
You're watching the Two Live Stews Experience, Doug Stewart, Ryan Stewart. Hey, listen, if you need life insurance, I got you covered. That's what I do in my everyday life. Email me, or not email me, call me. 678, my number is 678-216-4452. That's my business line. 678-216-4452. You need life insurance? You know you need life insurance. Give me a call. I got you covered. I'm going to read this message from the great Jungle Brother. He says, Alabama's saying, okay, we're going to schedule Mercer and Kennesaw State from here on out. All the teams with black quarterbacks got shafted except SMU. And so he's talking about Cam Ward. The second part, he's talking about Cam Ward from Miami, didn't get in. He's talking about Jalen Milroe from Alabama, didn't get in. Sir, based on what happened and who this committee selected, why would Alabama stay in this conference? Why wouldn't they go to the Mountain West, like where Boise is? And I'm going to read you Boise's schedule of the teams they played this year. Why wouldn't they just dismantle their entire schedule, go to the Mountain West, dominate them teams in the Mountain West, and get a 3 or 4 seed like Boise has? Why wouldn't they just do that?
More so them doing that. Why wouldn't they get rid of all these conferences anyway? When you've got kids flying from East Coast to West Coast, when you got kids flying from to the top of the country to the bottom.
So you're saying
conference realignment.
You're saying no conferences at all?
No, period. Because this is going to keep happening. Sir, listen. Okay. Indiana is in. Boise State is in. SMU is in. And Alabama is out. Arizona State is in. Miami's out. Ole Miss is out. A 3-loss South Carolina team that lost to 2 good teams by less than 3, they're out.
Should have beat LSU. By the way, did you go back? Did you go back and listen to the tape where you said 3? It was 33-3.
I don't even know what you're talking about right now, but I'm talking about something else, and I want to stay focused on that. I love what's happened this past weekend, and
I like the whole idea of the 12-team playoff. Yes, I agree with you on that.
For them to make it all make sense, they had to do this. You can't have a Bama team that's got a loss to Vandy.
It's a bad week.
Another team that's 5. Well, okay, 1 loss is understood, but they've got another loss to a 500 team. It's got to be just like the Hall of Fame we talk about. The Hall of Fame is the Hall of Great, not Hall of Good.
Right.
It's got to be
the Hall
12
of Fame,
teams
Hall of Good.
that have the best records for the competition that they played.
Yeah, but what about the teams they're playing? Listen to this. Did you know that Boise State, their first game of the year, was against Georgia Southern, and the score was 56-45?
Georgia Southern always plays good ball.
They played Georgia Southern, Portland State, Utah State, UNLV. I don't give a damn they had a good year. UNLV ain't never been a damn good football program. Hawaii.
Pause real quick.
Go ahead.
Just remember that all these teams you're naming now have a stud or 2 on their roster. It's not like it was years ago.
Because of NIL and because of the portal?
NIL and portal. It's not like it. So UNLV had a great year and a quarterback transfer when they were 5-0. He left because of the money. They were 5-0. UNLV was beating everybody they played. They still finished strong without the starting quarterback. Why?
I know
I got some players now.
I know you're liberal, Ryan, but let me finish the schedule of the great Boise State this year. They played Georgia Southern, Portland State, Utah State, Hawaii, San Diego State, Nevada, San Jose State, Wyoming. I mean, they played a bunch of garbage second-tier Power 5 schools.
San Diego State.
Power 5 schools.
San Diego State, Wyoming, Utah State. You're mentioning teams that have NFL players on rosters.
Okay,
you're mentioning schools that when they're going through the starting lineup on these games on TV, you're mentioning schools that their names get called because the players have played there.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. I would not blame Alabama if they called a press conference today and says, we out of this SEC bullshit, we're going to move to the Mountain West. We want to play Portland State every other week. We want to play Hawaii. We want to just pad our record. We go undefeated. Yeah, we're going to get the same players that we've always gotten, all of the 4- and 5-star players from Alabama in the Southeast, but we just going to play these people over here in the Southwest or what's the conference called?
Mountain West.
Mountain West. We're going to play all these people in this Mountain West conference over here. And we will never have this problem we're having now, ever again.
When Alabama pulls out their Johnson and shows the world how big it is by doing that. You know what happens after that?
What happens?
The roster that they have of top 5 players in the country now go someplace else.
No, they won't.
Because now Alabama's only playing Utah
Hey, man,
and Wyoming
these
and
kids,
Utah State
these kids that
and
they
Boise.
a lot of these kids that they're getting, these
You
4
know
and
I'm
5
right.
stars that they're getting at Alabama are
Right.
from Alabama.
Well, you
And
know I'm
we
right.
play for Alabama since they was little boys.
Not if they're playing the
Okay.
Little Sisters of the Poor. Not if they're flying out to Utah and to the mountain to play the Little Sisters of the Poor. The top recruits in the country, the top 10, top 20 players in the country are not going to consider Alabama if that's their competition.
Okay.
And you
All
know
right.
it.
All right. No, you just said it. You just said it. You know, everybody's got good players now because of the NIL, because of
agree.
the portal.
I
Okay.
agree.
All right.
Yeah. What you're saying, when you always scream and shout for the little guy, what you're saying is not reality. You want South Carolina State to get a better opportunity, but you don't want things like this to happen. I mean, it is what it is.
I didn't say nothing about wanting anything to happen, meaning not want the portal or not want NIL. What I'm saying is they told us they were going to take the 12 best teams,
Right.
and they haven't. And the rankings screwed up as well. I'm just realizing yesterday we had this long discussion about we got to get to the
Last 48.
last 48. We're having this last discussion. It totally slipped my mind that the Pac-10 or Pac-12 or whatever they used to call it
Doesn't
is no
exist
longer
anymore.
is no longer there.
It's
So
gone.
I'm trying to figure out how Boise get a number 3 spot when they're in the Mountain West and they're not from a Power 5 conference.
Oh, yeah. Not only did Bama not get in, but Boise's got a bye.
Boise's got a 3 seed. What?
Boise's got a bye.
Playing a Mountain West conference
I love it.
schedule? That's
I love
bullshit.
it.
Come on, man.
There's hope for
Come
Georgia
on,
Tech.
man.
There's
Come
hope
on,
for
man.
Georgia Tech. I love it. There's
Bama
hope for the small schools.
Bama would drag Boise in a
Okay.
football game in a neutral field. They would drag them 9 out of 10 times.
How they going to drag them if they lost so many games they're not going to even get to play? And Clemson, who lost 3 games, they get to play because they won their championship. It makes total sense.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue. I mean, there's no need for us to argue and get my pressure up. All right, Tree, roll out those memes from the last 48 hours. These are the biggest, most interesting memes from the 2 hours Stews, or the ones that I could find, to be honest with you. Quickly. It's so much. There's so much posting, and we appreciate it. We appreciate it. This actually is from me. It says, I tried to be civil. I knew it. I knew Cousins was a fraud. I knew he was a fraud, man. I wish we could replay some audio and video of us when they signed Kirk Cousins. I was like, I hate this. I hate this.
Yep.
Then he won a couple of games. He threw for 400 or 500 yards. I started to give him grace. I gave the man grace. I was civil about it.
I told y'all he was a gimp. Y'all told me stop being nasty.
Stop
calling them names.
You were on the bandwagon. First, you were on the bandwagon and bring him in. You were okay with it because he had done all these great things in Minnesota and in Washington.
He's a good player.
And then when he started winning, you fell on, you fell in line.
Y'all made me stop calling him a gimp. Y'all made me do that. Next, let's get to the next one, Tree.
Hey, that first interception he threw yesterday, man.
I mean, my mother, who's not feeling well right now because she's got some back pain, she could have played better than Kirk yesterday. I'm telling you.
His
on everything.
interceptions, you know what? And I hate to say this. Dare I say, and I saw a meme about this yesterday in the group as well. I should have said
meme
that.
whore.
Dare I say, some of his interceptions are just as bad or as worse than Matt Ryan's. Matt Ryan used to throw some of the worst interceptions, like Stevie Wonder's asking, where the hell was you throwing that ball?
Right.
A lot of interceptions in the red zone. Kurt, that first interception yesterday, like, what did he think was going to happen when he threw that ball? Did he not think that ball was going to get intercepted?
They got smacked yesterday. I thought for a second that he would have a better game because he wanted to show Minnesota wrong for not keeping him. You know, he had nothing yesterday.
All right, next one, Tree. Let's roll. And you're watching 2 Live Stews Experience. Here goes the bracket, man. He says, I like it. Let's go. My team, LSU, is coming to the crib to watch the games with me. Go Tigers. This is from Eric Green, top contributor.
Indiana plays Notre Dame in South Bend, sir.
Yeah, 2 Indiana schools. I guess that's kind of cute for some people. The winner of that game takes on Georgia. You got SMU taking on Penn State. I hope Penn State, even though Penn State isn't, the greatest team, I don't think this year. I don't think Penn State's
their ass off this past weekend. They played
Yeah.
a good game this past weekend.
I hope Penn State drags SMU.
More than likely they will.
And you're watching Two Live Stews experience. So bring it back up, Tree. SMU taking on Penn State. The winner of that game takes on Boise. I hope the winner of that game, which is probably going to be Penn State, should drag Boise. I hope. You got Clemson taking on Texas. They get the winner of.
Your thoughts on that? Your thoughts on Clemson and Texas?
Texas will probably win. They're going to Texas. Clemson ain't the great Clemson team we've seen the last couple of years. I would probably say Texas probably win that. I'm hoping for Clemson to win, obviously being a South Carolina kid.
Those bottom two brackets, I mean, all 6 of those teams could end up playing in those bottom two brackets. All 6 of those teams.
The winner takes on
Arizona State.
And then you've got Tennessee taking on Ohio State. The winner takes on Oregon, and the number 1 team in the country, the Oregon Ducks. That's your bracket right there. It's intriguing. I can't wait.
I love this.
Because
I love it.
I want to see if some of these underdogs can shock the world in advance.
Yep.
We'll
I love
see.
it. I love the fact that Miami's not in. I love the fact that Alabama's not in.
What?
I love the fact that a few.
Don't you want to see the 12 best teams?
I do, but you got to win your games to be in there. And if you didn't play in your conference championship, and a team that did play in your conference championship won, then that team's got to be in there. If you're going to have these conferences, the championship games have to matter because the championship game says that team is the best in that conference.
You know what you're saying is the exact thing we always talking about, the softening of our society. Life ain't fair, man. Life ain't fair. Right. Life ain't fair. Everybody can't get a damn a trophy. Boise is not better than Alabama.
Guess what, man? You listening to me?
Go ahead, man.
Diddy's back in the news. We're going to hear about that up next with Ollie in the Ollywood Report. Mild called me this weekend with some incredible news about Diddy. And I think Ollie's going to talk about it up next.
Well, I mean, I'm sure Ollie's going to talk about this new revelation with another prominent MC, artist, rapper.
Are you going to break the story before Ollie does? I mean,
she's not breaking
this.
The
tease.
Oh, you're right.
It's called a freaking tease, man.
All right, man.
I mean, this the kind of stuff that you can't be doing.
But you didn't tease it. You said something about Puffy.
I did tease it. Oh my gosh, Doug.
You did say Puffy?
Go ahead and take us to break, man. I mean, I'm still here, but I don't even want to be on the same screen with you right now. Taking the break, damn it. Two Last News up next. Ollywood Report. Keep it locked.
Imagine feeling invigorated and focused, not by artificial substances, but by natural pre-workout supplements. This isn't just a thought, but a reality many athletes and fitness enthusiasts are embracing. They hold the key to elevated performance without the commonly associated side effects of synthetic products. However, overlooking the potential of these supplements means missing out on that all-natural energy boost and focus. It means accepting unnecessary crashes post-workout. It's a pain point that no fitness enthusiast should grapple with, especially when there's a healthier alternative. At Lion Roar Herbs, we produce a vegan all-natural pre-workout that is proven to increase performance and boost every workout. Visit us at lionroarherbs.com to learn more and look for natural performance energy. That's NPE. We are sure you will feel the difference.
Stews, Doug Stewart, Ryan Stewart, the makeup of those Two Live Stews, and now it's time for the Ollywood Report. Good morning, Ollie.
Good morning. How's everybody this morning?
How's it going on in the?
Too busy dancing back there.
How's it going? How's it going in the SIP? You still in the SIP?
I'm in Louisiana. I have not been in the SIP. It's okay though. It's okay, Doug. It's okay.
Louisiana.
Don't keep up with me, Doug. Don't keep up with me, because if you keep up with me, then you don't know where I am, and you're gonna be responsible. So don't be responsible.
It seems like you give a lot of commentary to Mississippi at the same time. I'm sorry.
Her mom's and her grandmother's in Mississippi.
Right.
Granny's there. Shout out to Granny.
And
95 should be 96 on the 26th of December, y'all.
happy birthday. Shouts out to Granny.
It's on the 26th. It's not her birthday yet.
I'm gonna be singing happy birthday to her though in a little while.
One thing I haven't said to you, and I used to tell people this frequently just to give me a little bit of a leeway.
Mhm.
I have taken. I didn't play pro football, but I've taken a lot of hits to the head.
I know.
So just cut me some slack.
I cut you slack every Monday and Thursday.
To quote the great Ice Cube, to quote the great Ice Cube, stall me out.
Stall you out.
Stall me
Got
out.
you. I ain't tripping on. I told y'all after this life changing experience, I don't be mad at nobody, honey. You don't have to know where I am. That might be a good thing if you don't know. Anyway,
I was at Impact yesterday. I went to Impact yesterday, and I thought you was up on the stage, but it was somebody else with some blonde long hair.
I wonder who it was standing over there. I need to see who trying to take my place. They done replaced me in the Jesus house.
Standing in your same spot that you usually have on the stage.
I got to go back and look at the replay because that is not accept. No, I don't know who that is actually. That's a good question.
Doug's gonna leave you alone now.
Anyway,
so you can do your report.
Glad you were in the house of the Lord yesterday. Praise God. Everybody, what's up? Happy Monday to all the dogs and poodles, Stew Nation. What it is? It's your girl Arlie Michelle with the Arleywood Report on this beautiful yet very rainy Monday morning for those of us in the Southeast. Anyway, y'all know birthdays are up first. We got birthdays for yesterday. We're going to start with yesterday because yesterday had some good birthdays. Actor Wendell Pierce on The Wire, Tremaine, turned 61. National correspondent Joy Ann Reid turned 56. Singer Chrisette Michelle, we kind of canceled her, but I think she's back, turned 42. Rapper Nicki Minaj, Barbie in the building, 42. Former NBA player Dwight Howard turned 39. He playing over in like a little country with a little bit of short.
Dwight almost 40, man.
He is almost 40.
How old you said Bonk was? Wendell Pierce?
Wendell, 61.
Wow.
Bonk
great character on
great character. Yeah, great character.
Yes, he was. And today we have change agent, attorney, should have been governor of Georgia, and she was, but they cheated. Stacey Abrams turns 52 today, and former NBA player Eric Bledsoe turns 35. Now, I bet you didn't know that Ryan and Doug. Did y'all know that back in 2010, he was almost pulled and they were about to snatch the title when he played for Kentucky because there was an alleged cheating scandal back when he was in high school?
Who?
Eric Bledsoe. Y'all remember him as a player?
Okay. Yeah, I remember him.
Did y'all know there was a whole big old thing? He is gone on playing the NBA, and they go back to his high school record and say somebody changed that algebra C to an A, and he shouldn't even been playing in Kentucky, and they were making it a whole big deal, and it went to court and everything.
Wow, I didn't know that.
People be hating. They go way back. I thought it was interesting.
I think he's still on somebody's bench as a 6th or 7th man right now.
No,
he is.
No?
He's not playing in the NBA. He's playing over in this year. He's in China, not in China, because that's where the other one is. He's in one of the, not Greece. I have to tell you, but he's somewhere else playing. He is still playing, just not on the NBA.
Good.
Anyway, y'all, as Doug alluded to, here we go. More diddling, and as they say, Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z, was now accused. He was considered celebrity A in the initial filings in October, but just now the young lady, they are not saying who she is. She is being able to remain anonymous, has allowed Jay-Z to be considered celebrity A. He has been officially named in one of the allegations, several of which have been knocked out because they would not name names. Accusers did not want to come forward. They were trying to remain anonymous. Judges said, if you don't say who you are, you're going to have to drop the suit. Well, here comes one to Jay-Z. And let me tell y'all, this Tony Busby, attorney in Texas, is coming for Jay-Z. And Jay-Z is not to be come for. I don't know if that's the right language and pause and all that. But let me tell y'all, they're saying that a 13-year-old, this was 20 years ago, so she would be 37 now, is claiming in a civil lawsuit, not criminal, that Jay-Z, she was picked up and taken to an after party at 13 and raped by Jay-Z and Diddy and some others. And what Jay-Z's response is basically, y'all got me all the way effed up if y'all gonna do this. Now I got to go to my children and explain to them how evil people are to put my name out there in such hideous things. And if this happened, which had nothing to do with me, this person should be filing a criminal suit. Why are they coming after me for a civil suit? It should be a criminal lawsuit because that is a heinous, heinous crime. And at the end, he said, I'm not like them. Y'all gonna see just how much I'm not like these other people y'all keep coming for, because he's ready to fight this to the end. He said, you ain't getting one red penny. What y'all think about to happen now? Because Jay-Z went street on him. He said, I look forward to showing you just how different I am.
I mean, I think it's a smart tactic. If he definitely didn't do this, which I don't want to get into why I think, these people would be doing these things they're getting accused of. But yeah, if you want to sue me, if you want to come after me, don't come after me just for money. Yeah, if you don't want to come after me just for money, or don't come after me just for money, I should go to jail if I did these things. Let's go to court. I agree.
Yeah. Tony Busby, then he responds with, people are threatening his family. They're threatening his former clients. They're threatening his employees. Like, it's getting street. It seems to be. And he's like, he's a former Marine, fourth time, some. And Jay-Z, the letter that he wrote on X from Rock Nation, very, in my opinion, very well written, very he touched, it seems, all the points. So anybody who's interested, you can go to X and read his letter. He talks about having to talk to he said, I have a child who is of the age that has friends that are going to see this. And now we're going to have to explain this. And that's what breaks his heart, because his name had not been, people had been alluding to it and saying it, but it's named now. So
this from Nadi, he says this attorney only files civil suits. He did the same thing to Deshaun Watson. People always confuse. Ben Crump is not a trial attorney. He's not a criminal attorney, defense attorney. He is a civil attorney. He goes after money. All right. And so people always like, why Ben Crump? All he's trying to do is get money. Yeah, because that's what he is. He's a civil attorney.
Yeah, and what Jay-Z said, in my opinion, is correct. If you've been harmed in some way, people need to be punished. And punishment, right. Civil, we're just gonna get our money for it. Criminal, you going to somebody's jail.
Right, criminal.
And so you can do both. You can have a criminal, because remember when OJ, there was a criminal case. They lost the criminal case, so then they went after him civilly to bankrupt him, which they did, and ended him up in jail after that.
Speaking of which, from Jungle Brother, I saw this past weekend, or maybe over the last week. The NFL has dropped their investigation against Deshaun Watson, just in case you folks missed it. Yeah, they dropped the case, man, because they didn't have enough evidence to do anything.
Yeah, it's and his little girlfriend comes. I didn't know anything about her. Somebody sent me a video of her, just how caring and loving. She has all her little followers and stuff. And Deshaun Watson's girlfriend, she's an influencer. And I think, and she's beautiful. So I'm just trying to figure out why you doing all that. But that's an illness that we don't understand. So anyway, whatever's going on, I wish him the best. And I hope he stops. This also is a Diddy issue. One of the anonymous accusers, identified only as Jane Doe, has now had to, because they said, if you don't come forward with your name, your suit will be dropped. Well, she is revealed as Anna Kane, ex-wife of NHL star Evander Kane. They're no longer together, and Evander Kane has done nothing wrong. So his name is probably going to only come up because she married an NHL player. But the federal lawsuit was originally filed in October, very similar to the one with this 13-year-old in the Southern District of New York, listing him as defendant. It was refiled just Sunday to include Carter. And as you all know, Carter's doing these 120 other cases. A lot of them will be dismissed. She amended her lawsuit to include her government name. And she claims that when she was just 17 years old and still in high school, one of Diddy's, and his name will just escape me, but he came to her, Harvey Pierre, came to her, this was 2003 in Detroit, and said, hey, you want to meet Diddy? She gets on a private jet at 17, 11th grade, flies to New York, meets Diddy, and says that she was attacked. Actually, gang raped is the term they used in there when she was 17 years old. She claims that Diddy and others piled her with, supplied her or gave her lots of drugs and alcohol before sexually assaulting her. So she is fighting. She said they, made me give my name in an effort to intimidate me, but I will not be intimidated. She is prepared to proceed and hold accountable those who have harmed her. 2003. So that was 21 years ago.
I hate to even comment on any of this, man.
Yeah, it's let's let the process work itself out. But
Absolutely,
we're going to have this kind of stuff, if not every day, every few days moving forward until something's done with this case.
Yeah, because they're gonna. It's a lot. It's a lot, and I'm always. I don't want God to show me like get attacked somehow. Then you understand how it works. But I know a lot of. I know people who've been raped, and what Jay-Z said was right. When you've actually had that happen to you and you're not getting your voice heard because there are other people who are saying these things happen and perhaps they didn't happen, it just ruins the chances for those who have actually had.
Like
I'm not saying these women didn't.
The girl who cried wolf.
Yes, it
Exactly.
is. It's a crazy thing. It's unfortunate. On to something a little lighter. And my shouts out to all the victims out there who have had, sexual and abuse. We're praying for you and just wishing you the best in your recovery. Neo, with one of his girlfriends, notice I said one of, gets matching tattoos. Now, the joke is everybody's talking about the tattoos look like jail tattoos and he could have gotten a better looking ones. Y'all got too much money for that. But me doing my little research, why does he have one of girlfriends? Well, I forgot that Neo said he was now in polyamorous relationships and he ain't about to be in nothing, that nobody forcing him to be married, yada, yada, yay, yada, yada, whatever. This is our second week talking about some people in their marriage issues.
What's that term you used again?
Polyamorous.
What does that mean?
More than one. Poly.
Multiple.
More.
Just
love.
more than one.
More is love. Poly is more than. Like you have homo meaning one, and then meaning like in the same.
Homo means one.
Well, it means like homogenous, one thing, no blend, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Hetero means you got to mix. Poly means I got all the mixes, lots. So he has decided, and he publicly announced that he has multiple girlfriends, and they are all down for the sister wife love.
They had some pictures on the web floating around this past weekend of his three. They said wives on the thing I saw. It said 3 wives.
He's not married. It's not legal. He has girlfriends. He said he is not getting married to one person ever again. Now, marriage, no, but he called them his girlfriends.
That's that young man energy. If you literally want to put up with that every day of your life, I can't even imagine what he has to deal with day to day, having 3 women that know that. It sounds like a nightmare to me. It sounds like a nightmare.
Concubines.
It sounds like a nightmare. I mean, I don't feel bad for them. I feel terrible for him with the choices that he's made. He can't be happy dealing with that. It's got to be too much.
Well, the way he says that he is in love, he has figured out who he is. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, whose name you all remember from the initial Cam, and she's actually a doctor. I went and looked her up. She has a PhD in psychology. It's the second chick from the other week that didn't, I don't have no PhD. She got an honorary. We're going to all call ourselves doctor based on that.
Mm.
But Dr. Cheyenne Bryant went in on him. He's a womanizer. She said he didn't cheat once. He cheated over and over again. What he's now doing is being a womanizer, gaslighting himself and that wife to make it seem like he's polyamorous from the beginning. Because he keeps saying, I always wanted to be this way. I knew something was different with me, but I just didn't know what it was. And no, really what it was is that you just couldn't keep your pee-pee in your pants. So, I mean, Doug, you think you could do a polyamorous relationship?
Nah,
and multiple women's?
Nah, that sounds tiring. Like Ryan said, I just don't have the energy no more. You asked me that when I was 18.
I'm down for the call.
I would have gave it a run.
Well, I think everybody gets in their place. I don't know if you've ever watched Sister Wives on I think it's Bravo maybe has it or
I
whatever.
watch, I watched that show.
My mama loves that show. I'm just sitting there looking at them, shaking my head like, how
Was that
in
the show
world?
you were talking about yesterday, Tree? What's it called? The show you were talking about yesterday?
No,
Oh,
she was
okay,
talking about
okay.
some different show.
Okay.
But anyway, they are all married, but it's illegal. They're out in Utah somewhere. But
It's
they all
legal
live
where they
around.
are.
Yeah, it's legal there, but they can't go anywhere else. They'll be arrested.
Right.
And they are having themselves an interesting time. But several of them have divorced him now.
Well, yeah, I was about to say they fuss. That whole show was about them fussing every day, all day. The whole show.
Because after a while, I'm gonna feel some
That's
type of
why I
way as
said
one of the women.
I couldn't imagine having to deal with three. I couldn't imagine. I mean, well, I better not say what I was about to say.
Just having us, and then we as
So
the
you said
woman.
that you said they were in Utah?
Yes, they're in Utah.
Same people, going back to the Mormons.
That's who.
That think black people are cursed, but they believe in multiple wives. Multiple, would you use, what's the term you use?
Polyamorous.
Polyamorous. Interesting.
Yep.
They crunk out there in Utah.
They crunk, honey. I couldn't imagine it because, well, for a woman, it probably gives you less work.
Right. Right.
The
work is being distributed by the women.
But what if you want that work? You could be,
you
like
got
Tree. Look at Tree. She want that.
I'm gonna tell you that
I
dude.
see in the bed.
Neo can only give but so much of himself.
Yeah, I don't think at that point.
That's what it put
He got medicine for that now, man. He can give himself more often with the medicine he got these days.
Nah.
Well, Neo is probably crunk, taking all kind. I mean, he might not be taking anything. He's a black man, but yeah, I can't imagine what his life is like. And then the other one's gonna be mad. How you got special tattoos? Do we have?
No, they're not gonna be mad. They're still gonna get their allotment. They're still gonna get their share. It's okay. They're not gonna be mad.
Please, I don't share well. I was the only child for 8 years. My brother came along and I had to share, and it was a lot. But as the oldest sibling, Doug, we do it anyway because our parents make us. But I ain't want to. I don't want you to have my ice cream.
Outstanding job today, Ollie. We appreciate it.
See y'all later. Stay out them polyamorous streets, y'all.
Up next in the Doghouse with your boys, the Two Live Stews.
We got a great top 5 today too. We still got some memes. We got a great top 5.
Right.
We got balls and busters. We got chat.
Yep.
I'm actually not going to pop away. We don't have a meeting today. So
that's what I was about to say. All the things that Doug said. Whatever y'all do, y'all keep it locked. It's your boys. Two Live Stews Experience.
I did not know that if you are not using it, something happens to it. So when you start to see a decrease in the estrogen amounts that's coming from your ovaries, the cells of the vagina tend to shrink. The elasticity of the vagina tends to change. So I have a lot of patients that complain of it not only being dry, but it feels like it's like just literally like shriveling, like it's thinning. The walls of the vagina thin. So, intercourse is a way, of course, to keep that elasticity, and things will just kind of atrophy or it'll shrink if you're not active. The vaginal estrogen is a great way because sometimes by the time patients get to me, it's like, I haven't been dating for years. I've met someone. We're trying and it's so painful. So that's when I will put them on vaginal estrogen cream. And I love pelvic floor physical therapy. So if I get a patient and they're to that where it's painful, they've not had intercourse in years, now we're trying to get back out there, we're going to do some pelvic floor physical therapy. So we work as a team. I deal with the estrogen component. I send them to pelvic floor physical therapy. They help them to learn how to relax those pelvic floor muscles again and how to get things back together. Pelvic floor physical therapy. And if your gynecologist isn't talking about pelvic floor physical therapy, I don't know what's going on.
All right, it's the day after the NFL Draft 2024, and the Atlanta Falcons selected Michael Penix Jr. out of Washington in the first round, pick number 8. Now, initially, I woke up this morning and I thought about jumping on social media and just going off. I says, no, think about it. Try to put yourself in their shoes, Terry Fontenot and head coach Raheem Morris. And I want to give them the benefit of the doubt, and I'm rooting for the brothers, obviously. But why did we give Kirk Cousins $100 million guaranteed? Why? He had already had a bum Achilles. At the press conference when you introduced him, he walked up to the microphone limping. We had the ability to get Justin Fields, a Metro Atlanta kid, for a ham sandwich and a cup of coffee. I actually love Michael Penix Jr. I think he might be the steal of this draft. But he got 2 bum knees, and the Falcons play on AstroTurf. He could have used that money we gave Cousins to upgrade the team, the entire team. I'm trying to understand, but why? Why? Why?
That's your boy Doug Stewart right there. And his soliloquy that he was blessing us with shortly after the NFL draft and free agency
Maybe
earlier
you just
this year prior to the season.
Maybe just call it a tirade.
That was well done. It was well said. No,
Why do we do that? Why do we give Cousins that money? I read a couple of articles over the last couple of days. People are saying that the Blank family, like Arthur Blank, is close with Kirk. You know, Kirk Cousins is from Atlanta.
Yep.
That they have a relationship before he became a member of the team. Like they played golf together. So it's like politics, buddy.
Right.
You my guy. I'm gonna give you some money to come play with me. We can play more golf together. That's it's no rationale to why they gave Kirk Cousins $100 million guaranteed. 4 years now.
Kirk Cousins
it's a 4-year deal.
Kirk Cousins came in. Well, the length of the deal doesn't matter.
Right. They can cut him. They can cut him tomorrow if they want.
What matters is the money. It's $100 million guaranteed. The 4 years we don't care about, but the $100 million guaranteed is the number. Kirk Cousins, sir, first 3 years in Washington, he wasn't even starting the first couple of years because RG3 was there. So he had minimal play those first 2 years. His third year, he came in and played about 6 games and had 1,700 yards. Every year after that, 2015 on, 4,166, 4,900, right under 5,000, 4,093, 4,298, 3,603, and then 42, 42, 45. And then his last year in Minnesota, 2023, he got injured, only had 2,300 yards because he ended up getting the Achilles surgery. Now, with 4 games left in the season, he's at 3,396 on pace if he can get to 200 yards a game to surpass 4,000 yards again. Those numbers, sir.
They're hollow numbers. That's why I say numbers lie all the time.
But time out. You said that he didn't have good stats. You said that. Your words. So what I pulled up was his numbers. And if anybody that is faithless has those numbers and just a jersey on, you will look at him and say, I'll take those numbers as my quarterback. That's all I want you to understand.
Ryan,
hollow, not good.
We not
say what you want, but it's enough.
I'm gonna let you have that. I'm gonna let you have that.
No.
I'm
gonna
let you have that.
You're not giving me anything. Those are Kirk Cousins numbers.
Yeah.
I got nothing to do with those.
Yeah.
I got nothing to do with that.
There should be no defense this morning after what Kirk Cousins did yesterday and really the last 4 games. What you just did is defended him. You shouldn't even have said that. You shouldn't have even said any stats about Kirk Cousins.
The art of debate is what we do on this show before we get to the top 5 today or today's top 5. The art of debate is what we do. You said he hasn't had a good career. That's a lie. A goddamn lie. G-O-T, not D. G-O-T. That's a lie. And I don't like when people lie on someone that shouldn't be lied on. The dude's numbers is why he's made over $300 million. Do I like him being with the Falcons? No. Is he losing now? Yes. But were they justified in offering him the money that they did? I understand.
So to try to bolster you being happy about the Falcons signing him, to try to bolster the fact that you thought that he was a good quarterback, the fact that you do that, you're giving some stats. You're giving some useless stats. What I always say is stats lie all the time.
Right.
You always go by stats. Stats lie all the time. You're going to take that time the morning after, not just for yesterday, the last 4 games. He's thrown 8 interceptions, no touchdowns. You're going to use 2 minutes of the show to argue the Kirk Cousins story.
Don't lie on that man's name, period. Don't lie on that man's name. His numbers are his numbers.
We just
You
talked
lied
about
earlier.
that.
I corrected the lie. We can move on to the top 5 now. We can move on. Thank you. Yeah, you keep trying to change the narrative now. Oh, you want to make excuses? No, I'm not making excuses. You lied. I cleaned up the lie. Let's move on. Today's top 5.
Tree, go back to me. I lied.
A whole lot of good stuff.
I lied.
You said he's had a terrible career.
You're calling me a liar when Kirk Cousins thrown 8 interceptions in the last 4 days. You take the time out to call your brother a liar on worldwide radio.
You're talking about that dude for the last month, Doug. Stop it. Stop what you're doing. Stop it. I'm talking about his career.
Just show to me.
You defamed that man's career. I'm talking about his career.
You're still defending him. You do understand everything you say. You're defending Kirk Cousins.
Tree, get to the top 5.
And he's thrown 8 interceptions in the last 4 games, and you're using time on our platform to defend him and call your brother a liar.
We're going to be factual on this platform. Tree, get to the top 5, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. Today's top 5 in honor of the holiday season and the music that is starting to get played on national radio at this time of year. Top 5 Christmas songs of all times. Who won the last top 5, man?
I don't know, man. I mean, maybe you won it. I don't know.
Was it me, Tree? Did I win the last top 5? Well, in honor of me winning the last top 5,
you attack your brother.
Go last,
and Kirk Cousins
gonna go next.
You attack your brother and Kirk Cousins
thrown
8 interceptions in the last 4 games and no touchdowns.
Top 5, Doug?
You use your time to
top 5
criticize
Christmas
and
songs
attack your brother
for this time of year for the 2 Live Stews and the 2 Live Stews experience.
Tree,
Dougie, go.
Roll out my top 5, Tree. Coming in at number 5, Boys and Men, Let It Snow. Number 4, Jackson 5. Santa Claus is coming to town. I was going to sing Tree, but I'm not in the singing mood anymore. Go ahead, just show the list. Number 3, Nat King Cole, The Christmas Song. Number 2, Donny Hathaway, This Christmas. And coming in at number 1, The Temptations, Silent Night.
I don't think you put any time into that list.
Okay.
I think you went to some type of search engine and put in, give me top 5 songs that black people listen to, and that's what they pulled up. Tree, drop my list, please. Top 5 Christmas songs. Number 5, Chris Brown's This Christmas.
The woman beater Chris Brown, huh? The woman beater Chris Brown. The woman beater Chris Brown. Alleged woman beater.
Oh, thank you for saying alleged. Number 4. Number 4. You're going to be better than this too, Doug Stewart. Number 4. Temptations, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Number 3.
That was a gimmick song by the Temptations. That
what
wasn't even a real song.
For Christmas, everybody wonders what they're going to get for Christmas. And no one told us better than the 69 Boys themselves. Number 2, All I Want for Christmas, the great Mariah Carey. Sir, did you know that Mariah Carey earns between $600,000 to $1.2 million in royalties each December? Did you realize that this song has paid Mariah Carey for the last few decades, and it's just a Christmas song that gets played monthly? Isn't that amazing, man? And number 1.
I don't even like Mariah Carey.
I don't think Doug had this on his list. Did he have this on his list? He did? Okay. All right. He did. Okay. We agree with number 1.
Yeah, we had
Silent
3.
Night by the Temptations.
We had 3 of the same songs in our top 5s.
I listen to it every day, but my list is different and my list is better, and the people are going to support us with that. Tree, your hand is raised. Do you have intentions on coming in?
Doug, you guys only had one that was the same.
I don't know what's been going on for the last few minutes, Tree.
Are you okay? Do I need to come over there?
Go back to his list. Go back to his list.
Yes, you need to come over there.
We didn't both have Donny Hathaway this Christmas?
That's one.
No.
You both.
You
had one, and it was the number 1, The Temptations.
Tree, it's okay. Don't worry about it, Tree.
Don't matter.
Okay.
We're gonna put it up. We're gonna put it up. We'll have it on the in the 2 Live Stews Facebook chat group within an hour of the end of the show, and you guys can vote for which Christmas song list you like the best.
2 Live Stews, Doug Stewart, Ryan Stewart, 2 Live Stews experience, man. I just feel
can we finish the memes?
Can we talk first?
You're watching the 2 Live Stews experience.
No, I'm concerned. and I want
Go
to talk
ahead.
to you real quick.
Go ahead.
I just feel like something's off right now.
Yeah,
I mean, I think we should be able to get to a point where you can have your opinion and I respect it. I can have my opinion and we can respect it. And then the listener, they're put at the forefront to make sure that everything is good for them. It's not about me and you and me winning an argument or you losing an argument. It's about the listener, Doug. Don't you agree?
I agree.
Thank you.
I agree.
Right.
And you're watching the Two Lost Twos Experience, Doug.
Ron Lee, St. Louis Ron. The Ron Lee, the former artist known as St. Louis Ron. Ryan, I think you hurt Doug's feelings because he looks salty as. That's what St. Louis Ron had to say.
When I tell people that are watching this show right now, listening to this show, that I've been dealing with this. How old are you?
My age ain't got nothing to do with your salty attitude, man.
No, I'm asking you. You just turned 50 this past year, right? When I tell you, listeners, viewers of this show, that I've been dealing with this bullshit for 50 years, believe me. Believe me. As a little infant, this ninja's in the crib, head bigger than his body, way bigger than his body. Head looked like a fifth grader. Ninja's in his little, carriage. Doug stole some cookies last night. I saw him. That's the type of shit that I've been dealing with for 50 years. You can never hurt my feelings.
Tree, can you bring Ollie on real quick, please, just for a second? Can you bring Ollie on?
I saw him steal some cookies last night.
Can I have a second? Can I have a second with Ollie? Ollie,
Shut up, man.
When he said I had an enormous sized head, you laughed like you were laughing uncontrollably.
Yeah,
what's so funny about that?
Head was the size of a fifth grader as a 3-year-old.
What's so funny about that?
A 3-day-old.
He said he was in the crib and his head was the size of a fifth grade. And I'm a visual person, and I was just envisioning your head on your
3 days old. My mama popped him out and head the size of a fifth grader, a normal fifth grader. There's nothing anybody can say to hurt my feelings, especially you. My feelings don't hurt easy.
The top 5 will be up for you to vote on within an hour of the show. Dogs and Poodles, there's only one person salty on today's show. Let's vote for the one that's less salty. Let's vote for the one that's got sugar. That's right. No, not sugar. No, not sugar. I don't have sugar. Let's vote for me and the less salty stew. Thank you.
Two little announcements. If you need life insurance, I got you covered. Text me, life insurance, the words life insurance, 678-216-4452. And also, I'm just an entrepreneur all over the place, man. Also, this Friday, it's going to be a crazy. If you didn't attend an HBCU, never attended an old school HBCU party like in the 80s and early 90s or whatever, this Friday night, Josephine Lounge is going down. PartyBulldogsParty.com, PartyBulldogsParty.com. If you don't have an HBCU that you're attached to, become a fan of South Carolina State. Come to the game Saturday and watch what we do against Jackson. We'd love to be your adopted HBCU that you follow and support. All right, PartyBulldogsParty.com. Thank you, Tree. That was great.
I'm excited, and hopefully it's cold so I can pull some reptiles out.
And
also, to the party.
We're tailgating. Tree, pull up that meme. We're tailgating Saturday morning. I'm actually not going in the game. So before the game or after, if you're going in the game, stop by. Tailgates are us. That's your information right there. Even during the game, we got TVs, DJ, and all of that stuff. It's going to be crazy, just like it was about a month ago when Dallas came to town.
I'll be happy when this is over, when this party's over.
Why you said that?
Well, yeah, you've been just interrupting the show like in the middle of segments talking about your party,
So
I'll just be happy when it's over.
Are you going to come?
I'll know for sure by tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll know for sure by tomorrow, but I'm excited about it.
Make sure and let me know. I mean, I was going to try to find you a chair, but if you not coming, then that would make everything a lot easier on me.
Yeah, no. Let's get to the last 48, the few last 48 that we have. It's your boys, Doug Stewart, Ryan Stewart, the Two Live Stews, and the Two Live Stews Experience.
You do understand that things happen and mishaps happen, and I may have sold all of the chairs.
You're really out of character.
Not thinking that you and Tree were coming, and Arlie and nobody else.
You're really out of character today. Yep. Become a sponsor, everybody. Email Doug at sme.dougstewart@gmail.com. Let the Stews help you grow your brand the right way.
Absolutely. Okay, and this is from me as well. Nah, I can agree probably on the others, but Aziz don't have a big enough body of work to be on this list. Plus, Romanowski and Chuck Cecil got to get on here somehow. Add 2 more spots. They have to. What say you? This is NFL fans gang, some group, the 4 dirtiest players in NFL history.
Aziz has no business on that list.
We never heard of Aziz till last week.
Right. Well, I knew who Aziz was. As a matter of fact, Derek Rivers and I, because Derek was a teammate of Aziz a while back, I knew who Aziz was, but he does not deserve to be on this list. The worst thing he's done is choke a man, and he choked a man because they got into a physical confrontation. That's why he was choking the man. So, no, I don't think he deserves to be on this list. The Burfict, Mr. Burfict for the Bengals down at the bottom, the hit he had on
Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown, it's still – that's why Antonio Brown has not been the same since.
Right.
Yeah, so I would say him. He's the one that is the most feared out of all these guys. The other guy just played hard football.
And Ndamukong Suh, he was – I consider Ndamukong Suh dirty.
He kicked a few people after plays and punched a few people, and he's a great player.
And then you had Jack Tatum, who I think people say Jack Tatum's, and I don't remember Jack Tatum as a player a little bit before my time. They say that because he made the hit on the player, and I can't remember his name now, that caused him to be paralyzed.
Let's do this.
But everybody that says they saw Jack Tatum, he wasn't dirty. He just was responsible for the hit that caused a guy to become a paraplegic.
So you
dirty.
You reposted that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Name 2 players you would put on that list.
Romanowski.
I said Chuck Cecil.
Yeah, I had him on my list as well. Okay. Bill Romanowski, Chuck Cecil. Chuck Cecil was a killer. And it's funny, they just showed him a couple of days ago, or like a week ago. He's like an assistant coach for somebody, and he started headbutting like he's Irk Russell from Georgia Southern.
Bleeding.
Right, he was bleeding. But Chuck Cecil literally tackled with the crown of his helmet.
Steve Atwater should be on that list also, but Steve really wasn't having dirty plays. He was just blowing people up.
It wasn't about guys that hit hard. It was about dirty players. Montrell Burfict. Yeah. Burfict and Ndamukong Suh did a lot of dirty things. Yeah. All right, next one, Tree. You know who these guys is, right?
It's that time of year. I'm Mr. Heat Miser.
So this is the great
Mr. Fun.
The great heat miser, and the great what's his name? The other guy, Snow Miser. I think the other guy's name is Snow Miser. I was scared of Heat Miser when I was about 6 or 7, man.
Dude,
Heat Miser was kind of freaky, scary in 1976.
Yeah. If you had to choose one, who you choosing though?
Heat Miser. He brought that heat. The Heat Miser. Heat Miser. And I love when I turn the channel and one of those specials show up during this time of the year. I got to get my little Christmas tree up around here. I got to get my Christmas tree up, start playing some music.
It's almost December 15th. You ain't got your tree up yet? I tell you. You undomesticated people, man. Y'all just be living on the edge, man.
What do you mean undomesticated people?
I mean, people without better halves that you live with.
Okay. Any more memes?
I wasn't referring to you, Tree. Just Doug. I'm sure you got a Christmas tree up, Tree.
I don't think that's the right word in that situation either. But anyway,
as a matter of fact, Tree, no, I don't think you would have a Christmas tree up. Ollie probably doesn't have hers up because she hadn't been here. Yeah. Yep.
I don't have. I'm trying to make some Christmas down here. I'm trying my best, Lord. My house looks. I don't even know what my house looks like. I haven't been there in 3 weeks. Really, since November 13th.
And look at this. The HBCU National Championship is set.
Y'all gonna win this game, man, or what? Or y'all just talking?
This is the 3rd time in like 4 years that we've met.
Well, and what's the record between y'all two?
1-1. They beat us in a preseason game. We beat them in the national championship, the Celebration Bowl, like 4 years ago.
You said it's the third time, and you said it's the 3rd time, and you said y'all 1-1. That's only 2 times.
I said this is the 3rd time. We played twice.
Oh, this will be the 3rd time. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, this is the 3rd time, man. This is a trilogy. I said this is the trilogy.
All right.
Yeah, so I feel very confident, man. You know why? Because of our coach. we got a great coach, man. We got a real old school. Chennis Berry is the deal. I'm not concerned about this time off. We've had a couple of weeks off. South Carolina State's had a couple of weeks off. Jackson State just punched their ticket this weekend.
Y'all definitely have more. Y'all have fresher bodies than Jackson State for sure.
But sometimes that can hurt you, though, right?
Agreed.
Sometimes that can hurt you. I don't think that's the case because our coach is a real coach. He's not going to let these guys rest on their laurels. He's not going to let
We got more busters and ballers coming up in the Doghouse with your boys, the Two Live Stews, and we're going to read some chat. We promise in the next segment we will read some chat.
Roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost snipping at your nose.
Flags in the NFL. Awesome.
Yuletide carols being sung.
You don't need to read that, Ryan. It's a lower third. You don't have to say it. It's a prompt. And then you were like up next,
it might be like a lower eighth, but it's not a third. A third of the screen would be a whole lot bigger than that.
Flags in the, you're reading too slow.
I mean, I was trying to figure out if you put it up there for me to read, and as I started reading it, I was saying, no, you probably shouldn't read that. So I started slowing down. So I wasn't reading slow because that's how I read. I was reading slow because the situation called for me to read slow.
All right, so when we get back from the break, Tree is going to be with us reading some chat. I got some more balls and busters.
I'm going to give the people what they want. The people want me to read the chat. I'm going to give the people what they want.
The people don't want you to read the chat.
There was no call on that play, sir. It's your boys, the Two Live Stews. Doug Stewart, Ryan Stewart, the makeup of those stews.
And he dislodged the ball.
Two Live Stews experience.
And he dislodged the ball. He dislodged the ball.
Tree's going to play the video you suggested earlier, the one that a flag was thrown on. But before she plays that, remember that video y'all just saw. There was no flag on that play.
Hey, one thing before we get to that. You do know who's the main voice on that Doodoo Brown, right?
Of course I know.
Who?
Uncle Luke.
It's funny you say that because I was twisted up for a long, long time. Sir, that's Frank Ski. Did you know that? You didn't know that?
I did not.
That is Frank Ski. So for years they kept saying Frank had this Doodoo Brown song. Whenever I heard it, I was thinking they were talking about it was Luke because Luke had a song that was Doodoo Brown something or whatever.
Shouts out to Frank Ski.
But that's Frank Ski, man. That was his claim to fame, how he got like big in the industry when he lived in Miami. He recorded that Doodoo Brown track. You almost want me to play it again so you can hear it now.
Well,
right?
I know. I hear it clear as day now. I don't need to play it again. Real quick, I was today's year old when I realized why they were calling Frank Ski Doodoo Brown now.
Right. And they used to call him that, but people didn't know the story, probably thought they were trying to clown him.
I thought it was a negative. I thought it was a negative connotation, sir.
He produced and starred on this track.
Shouts out, Frank.
Yeah.
I'm 51 years old, man. I've been listening to that song for 30 years, and I had no idea.
So people not from Atlanta, we talking about it like everybody's from Atlanta. Frank Ski is long-time DJ on the big FM station here in town, B103. He had several different, iterations. He left and went somewhere and came back. He left and went somewhere else again and came back. Is he still on radio here in Atlanta? I don't really listen to FM radio.
I think he might be back on V103, as a matter of fact. I'm not sure.
He's not.
He's back someplace. He's back
no.
someplace.
He says no. Yeah.
Okay.
But he's been in Atlanta radio for 20 years at least, 25 maybe.
So Tree, is it possible to play those clips back to back at all? If that's possible. If not, you don't worry about it. Just play whichever one that you hadn't played yet.
Nadi, what's up, baby?
What's happening, man?
Chilling. What you got?
You talking about the video that I just sent in the first one?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, we got both of those videos. Tree dropped the track.
Drop the track.
Okay, we're gonna have to hold on for that for a second. She's trying to pull it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she's probably gonna fuss at somebody for this later on.
You'll watch the Two Live Stews experience.
I got receipts though, so I hope she don't fuss at me. I got receipts.
A couple other games from this past weekend. This past weekend, Panthers go down to the Eagles 22-16.
Fought him though.
Fought
They
him.
fought. They fought.
Steelers get another win, man. Russ is still cooking 27-14 over the Browns. Did you see the video that Jameis Winston made where he basically defended Deshaun Watson? I don't know how. Okay.
I don't think that was new though. I think that was a couple weeks ago when he was getting carted off the field and they started booing. You deserved it. I think that's when Jameis made that video.
I don't know why the first time I saw it was. I think Tree just sent it to me. Seahawks 30-18 winners over the Cardinals. Bears go down to the 49ers 38-13, and then last night the Chiefs beat the Chargers 19-17.
Your boys Doug Stewart, Ryan Stewart, Two Live Stews Experience. I got a arbitrary ball award I want to give out.
Mm-hmm.
Ball award to former FAMU coach, if I'm not mistaken, and former Duke running back coach Willie Simmons. Willie Simmons has been given a head coaching job after 1 year of being on the Duke staff. After coming from an HBCU, he's got a head coaching job now at FIU in Florida. We debated this, sir, when this happened. You said I believe your stance was you were tired of coaches going to the next level to appease these white folks. And my thought was, I think it's what he has to do.
Wait a minute. Let's get the story right now. Now, what's your thoughts, your stance on this?
When it happened, I said that he was doing what he had to do to get a head coaching job in a Power 5 or in a bigger school.
Okay.
And your stance was, why do we keep doing these things for them?
Yeah.
How come why is he not just happy being where he is? How come he couldn't just keep being the head coach at an HBCU? Why would he take a demotion and go to the running backs position at a school that is not that important in a Power 5, in essence, what you were saying?
Right. So there's a couple of layers to this. He was the head coach at FAMU at one time, too, where he was very successful.
I just said that. I said that.
He took the job at Duke as a running. So basically, he took a downward position at Duke. And really, I think that he took that position so that his last position they could say when he had the press conference at Florida International is that he was at Duke.
No, that's not why he took that job.
Right.
He took that job to create an opportunity to get to another position.
So tell me.
To become a head coach.
Hold on. Make me understand.
Okay.
Why would he have a better opportunity at a bigger school, PWI school, from being a running back coach, a position coach at Duke, to the head coach at Florida A&M? Why is the position better of a catapult being a position coach at a PWI than a head coach running an entire program at FAMU?
I'm going to answer that question by making a statement.
Okay, I want y'all to watch this.
I have never seen a head coach at an HBCU school get propelled to a head coach in D1 football.
That's exactly what I said. That's the point. That's the point.
That's why he went to Duke.
Right.
That's why he had to get something else on his resume to be considered for a head coaching job at a bigger school.
We're on the same page, Ron, and you're watching the Two Live Stews Experience. My point in all of that is it's wrong. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, when we debated it and argued it, you had the stance of when we debated it and argued it.
That was my stance. Yes.
You also had the stance of it's like they don't think this job is. He don't think that job was good enough for him. In essence, what you're saying. Why would he want to stay at an HBCU? Hold on. And you said the same thing about Deion Sanders. Why wouldn't he want to stay at an HBCU? And for both of them, I said, because they want to be bigger head coaches. I wasn't trying to belittle the HBCU. I was just trying to say their aspirations of being a bigger coach, a more paid coach, a coach at more diverse facilities. For them to create that opportunity, they got to go someplace else to show what they can do. That's all I was saying.
From Chill Dog 12, Money Doug, Simmons made twice as much money as a position coach at Duke than he did as an HBCU coach at FAMU.
We talked about the money of it too. It ain't gonna be that much difference. No. Unfortunately, just like teachers and their salaries aren't up to par, HBCU coaches for the time that they're putting in aren't being paid like they should.
Oh,
So you want to sweeten that pot,
thank you.
you got to go a different direction.
Like they should.
Now, I think they should make more. I think they damn sure should make more. But the fact of the matter is that they aren't. So after 1 year of being just an assistant coach on the Duke staff, he's now the head coach at FIU.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all if the word got out. Maybe even Florida International put it out to him. Maybe they had one of those clandestine meetings where they said, "We want to give you the job.
We like you, but we got to see more. You got to do something else."
No, it's not that they want to see more. They clearly didn't want to see more because he was a head coach.
Right.
They wanted to see a white school on his resume as his last stop.
Or they clearly wanted to see how he would work in that environment. That wasn't an HBCU environment.
In that environment.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
I mean,
but my entire point of the conversation, you're watching 2 Lives 2's experience. My entire point of the conversation is don't try to sell me that his opportunities are going to be better from him coaching a position.
But he got a head coaching job a year later. Stop it. You got to stop it.
I understand.
Listen to what you just said, Doug.
You're misunderstanding the point.
No,
you are. To the point where I want to move on from this.
Okay.
Don't try to put out there that he was helping his career by being demoted to a degree to a position coach at a white school when he was running an entire program at a black school. That means if he's running an entire program, he's more hands-on in how to run a program.
No one looks at a demotion. No one looks at getting a pay raise as a demotion. No one. No one in business, if you get a raise to leave someplace and go someplace else, you don't view that as a demotion.
That's not true. That's not true. If you leave your job today as a vice president and you go become just a salesperson, that's a demotion. You might make more money, but that doesn't mean that it's not a demotion. That's a lesser job. He went from being a head coach to a position coach. That is a lesser job.
And a year later, he gets a head coaching job at a bigger school. Yeah, he did what he had to do to better himself and his family in his career. Not me in your career, in his career. He took a step down in your eyes that paid him 2 or 3 times more money. But after 1 year, he now goes to FIU, and you're saying, well, I understand, Doug. I get it. I understand.
Hey, Tree, come on, please. I'm tired of arguing with this ninja today.
Good morning. I just want to have a little production meeting real quick. Y'all don't mind in the chat. Ryan.
Shouts out to everybody in the chat.
Thanks for listening.
Yes,
the video you want me to do a back-to-back, correct? Of the video, Doug, we played at the top of the hour, and then whatever that 11 seconds was.
Right. It doesn't have to be back-to-back. It's okay.
Okay. You want me to read chat, Douglas? What's your desire this morning?
Let's read chat.
Okay. From Alex.
You're watching the 2 Lives 2's experience.
From Andre Alexander, just my opinion only, Brother Stews. Y'all should do this same show, but at night. More people would see y'all. Anytime after 7 p.m. We as Black guys support you, Doug, and Ryan Stewart. We should talk about how those kinds of things could happen. Take it away, gentlemen.
Well, we started the comeback doing it at night. Logistically, it was better for most of the staff
because
to
it's
do
not
the morning.
Right. We needed to do it when it didn't evade or take over our time to provide means for our families. Yeah. Now, the minute that it can provide means, then we'll do it whenever y'all want, as long as those means are being met. We'll do it at 4 a.m. if there's a check for us to do it at 4 a.m.
Which brings us to some possible changes in the show coming up very soon.
Okay.
In subscriptions, we're still talking about it with our engineers and how to make this thing happen in the best possible way. But keep that same what's the word I'm looking? What's the word they use these days?
Keep that same energy.
Keep that same energy when we tell you about our plans and moving forward with the show. Bigger, better, more days, more hours, guests, skits, and everything. But we're going to need y'all help.
And speaking of needing help, Uncle Mike.
This guy. I don't believe you put this guy back up on the screen.
He's got some concern.
He's the one that devalued us in the first damn place.
He was really devastated by our misunderstanding.
There wasn't no misunderstanding. I read what I read. I saw what I saw.
No,
he read what he read.
I went back and watched the film. And so I accused Uncle Mike of trying to diss us. He said, you guys charge, he said something to the effect of $5. And I thought he was saying we should charge $5. Trying to diss the show, saying the show is worth only $5. The show is worth, I don't know, $50.
$5 million. $5 million.
$500.
Worth $5 million.
That's a good number. That's a good number.
And we're not going to, the subscription's not going to be that. But I misunderstood what Uncle Mike was saying. He was asking about the Doug Stewart show and how much we were doing 10 years ago, basically. Uncle Mike is P1. That's our boy. That's our folk in Texas. That's our plug in Texas.
Can we get a verse from I Apologize, Anita Baker?
Hurt.
No?
I'm still hurt. I'm still hurt.
Lyrics. I don't know the lyrics.
From Adrian Williams, playing sports as a kid was classic. My granddad used to come to my baseball games, making side bets on whether different kids would strike out. Are you betting at Morgan's games, Ryan?
No, I do not bet at Morgan's games.
Oh, I've told a story before. Our Uncle Donnie used to bet on our games when we were kids. You know that, right?
No question. No question.
I'll never forget. I ran a reverse pitch, reverse field, scored a touchdown in overtime. Like when I was 7 or 8 years old, Uncle Donnie grabbed me over the fence, picked me up, threw me up and down, and then threw me back on the other side of the fence back to run the 2-point conversion.
Because you just made him some real money.
Yeah, and I'm talking thousands.
Years
later. This is 1978.
You can bet on anything. You can bet on anything.
Oh, you can bet on anything. And our uncles, you'd have to know our uncles to understand. Our uncles
Hustler, baby.
They're hustlers. Let's just put it like that.
Do they smell good? What kind of cologne do they wear?
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
They put a lot of cologne, a lot of gold chains.
Listen, they both came to, they rode together and came to our house, their sister's house for Thanksgiving. They always do. When the truck pulls up in the driveway, the driveway is about 20 yards long, 30 yards long.
I think Uncle Donnie got a dually too. I think
the minute the truck gets by the mailbox, you'd be like, I smell Uncle Donnie, Uncle Mike.
Yeah.
They fresh to death, got on walkers or track suits or I mean, they always clean. Fedoras, smelling good.
Old Spice too, probably.
Old Spice. Old Spice.
From FM, Baller Award to South Carolina Lady Gamecocks, WBB win over number 8 Duke and number 9 TCU.
Okay.
No comments? Okay.
I got to get into college basketball, especially the women's.
From Rel Scott, Baller Award to Shador Sanders for winning the Johnny Unitas Award.
Shouts out to Shador. Shouts out to Shador.
You know, this is why I like when the chat gets read. I mean, it doesn't matter who's reading it. Just as long as the listeners and the viewers get to, get their comments read. We don't have time. We don't have enough time to do everything and talk everything with this limited format that we have. So this allows us to get more news and more stories out by reading the chat.
Thank you, everybody. From Julius 35C, the GIMP is back, but he has to finish the drill. Do not start Penix.
I agree.
I don't think we should comment on this topic anymore because this comment is what caused problems in today's show. So let's just move past.
Oh, okay. All right. So no more talk. Okay.
Doug's had attitude ever since we talked about it.
You did look like you were pouting, kind of like I was worried that I need to come over or something.
Yep.
Trust me, there's nothing that this guy can say to me or hasn't said to me that would offend me.
Please.
To the point where what's the word y'all use? Pouting?
That's what your whole, you were like.
Yeah. Your demeanor changed. You couldn't even look me in the eyes.
Bad
energy. Why would I look you in your eyes? Your full face.
Now you're trying to be nasty.
From KK Ash, that's what the Falcons get for doing the second line in New Orleans. Talking about them losing again.
Maybe you're going to read the chat message. Somebody reminded us that the Falcons took that church's land over there and built that stadium.
Every bad season moving forward will be because of that church's land.
Right. They claim
Everything you do to me.
right. They claimed eminent domain and they took the church's land.
See, if we had time, I could talk Arlie through being the ghost of Friendship Baptist, and that's Jasmine Guy's daddy's church, and we could do a whole thing on it. You know, you're never gonna win. You're never gonna get it.
What's the guy that used to call the show that put the hex on the Hawks?
What?
I'm drawing a blank. Somebody in the chat will tell us. But yeah, he put a hex on the Hawks because they took his seats when they built the new Phillips Arena. I don't even know what they call it now. When they built they left the Omni and went to Phillips Arena.
Mojo put a mojo on him. Mojo put a mojo on him.
When they moved from the Omni to Phillips Arena or to whatever the new stadium was, they took his season tickets, claimed eminent domain, and gave it to some rich, probably business owner, executive.
Now, it wasn't seats that he was given. It was seats that he's paid for years.
Right. No,
they just snatched them.
Right. He paid for his seats for years. He was a season ticket holder. They took them and gave it to some influencer, some executive of some company in Atlanta, and just said, "The hell with you. We're sorry. We need them tickets, Joe." And the same thing the Falcons did. They took them people church over there.
Yeah.
And what's that area called? Vine City area. They took the people church, and the Falcons ain't never gonna win because of that shit.
I think all of the sins will be forgiven the minute they put Michael Penix on the field, and they should do that this week.
Why?
Why would that this week?
Why would they be forgiven because Michael Penix gets on the field?
Because there's going to be a much better quarterback in the helm.
There's going to be an anointing that happens.
Nadi says it was not only one church; it was two churches.
Oh Lord, double the trouble.
Y'all Google it. You'll see plenty of stories on it.
From Chris Williams. Damn, Doug, stop crying about Bama. They should have won instead of getting slapped around by Oklahoma.
And let's just talk about that real quick. Let's talk about that real quick. The three teams the team that has 3 losses that made it in won their championship game.
Won their championship game. Okay. All right.
Right. Clemson. Did Clemson deserve to be in there after the year they had? Well, they started off rocky with a bad loss.
It's borderline.
But they won their championship. So if you're the best team in your conference, you should get a chance to play for it all.
Hey, listen, I'm not going to argue and scream.
Bama lost too much.
Scream and debate with anybody about that. It's not that serious to me. But side note, the Randall kid that returned the kick at the end to put Clemson in position to kick the field goal, his daddy was on the team at South Carolina State when I was there, when I was on the team that 1 year. His daddy's name is Jerome Randall.
Was his dad good?
Yeah, his dad played defensive back. Real solid athlete from Myrtle Beach. They're from Myrtle Beach.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope.
I'm sorry. From Loose Neck $3 side, Alabama won't be outside looking Alabama wouldn't be outside looking if they had beaten Vandy in Oklahoma and stopped scheduling Mercer.
Yep.
Well, they need to start scheduling Mercer.
No, that's not going to be the way to get it done.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, they got key wins. Bama had a couple of great wins. You got wins against Georgia, wins against South Carolina, wins against Missouri, and wins against LSU.
Evidently, it's a good formula for success. I just read you all the teams Boise played, and they made it. They got a 3 seed, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, but they won their conference, man.
So what? They're in the Mountain West, and they played a bunch of nobodies. I read off the teams to you. You don't care about that?
Well, they just have one of the best running backs in college football right now. That says why doesn't his talent deserve to be shown in a higher game? What have they done to not deserve to play, other than beat everybody that they played this year?
Because they're in an inferior conference to a bunch of nobodies.
Right. Well,
that's competition. That's why
Alabama
y'all
lost
conveniently just ignore that.
Alabama lost to 2 teams that are not the ish in their conference, Vandy and Oklahoma.
All right, let's go, Tree. And you're watching
from that ninja. If strength of a schedule isn't going to matter, you might as well schedule cream puffs.
That's what I've been saying all day long.
Y'all know that's not going to happen.
From Emmett Bean, they'd lose money playing in the Mountain West.
That's another, yeah. They won't get the viewership. Yeah, the SEC and the Big 10, Big 12, these conferences have these TV deals because people want to see their games.
So
you travel out to the Mountain West to be a part of their conference, you're going to get less money.
So if we know that they're playing inferior competition to the point where people won't watch, why are you giving Boise a 3 spot?
Because that's why you went to 12 teams. So people wouldn't keep saying, well, if you gave Boise a chance, they would get in there and do X, Y, and Z.
You can't on
now,
one
if
hand.
if they ball, they get a chance, which is fair.
You can't.
There's
on
12
one,
spots now. It's not just 4. There's 12.
You can't on one hand defend their schedule and on the next hand not agree that they are playing bad teams and they're getting ranked where they shouldn't be ranked. You can't do both at the same time.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. Go ahead, Tree.
From Ron Lee, Ryan, and Doug already tried to check you about this. The fact that you have Chris Breezy this Christmas instead of Donnie Hathaway automatically eliminates you from the top 5. How dare you?
Yeah,
I knew he would say Donnie. I knew he would say Donnie.
I'm going to roll in this
and
top
Doug
5.
did.
You were very smug about your little, what'd you have? Some rap group? Who do you have? 69 boys. Man, the people ain't trying to hear that shit.
What you going to get for Christmas? Yeah. What you going to get for? Ha, ha, ha.
Hey,
man,
you don't
good lungs.
You don't respect the Stewie's Christmas song intellect. You'll see.
You'll see.
After this vote, you'll see.
You're going to see.
I picked 5 classics.
Put
classics.
Chris Brown.
Put Chris Brown on your freaking Christmas song list. That's disrespectful to the listeners.
Chris Breezy, baby. You just a
Chris
hater.
Breezy. That's even worse.
You just a hater because he didn't ask you to come take one of the one-on-one pictures with him. That's all it is.
$1,000.
It's very that's very disrespectful to the people in this chat group.
And Platinum Boy in TV. I actually had Run DMC on there and removed them for 69 boys. I probably but thank you for your support, guys. I appreciate your votes.
From Black Diamond, those old school holiday cartoons were unlike any other. You had to be there. If you know, you know. Why are you making the face?
Miser.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Frosty the Snowman.
We should do Christmas karaoke. Me, you, Arlie, what's his boy?
Mr. Heat Miser, turn around.
Okay, Doug. Douglas.
The Heat Miser did not ask people to turn around and give him some. He did not. He did not.
Yeah, he did.
Allegedly.
Go back and listen to it.
I'm fine. I'm gonna find it too. From Loose Neck Side, Doug throwing a party, but you have to pay for your seat. Like Spirit Airline or Frontier.
Where have you been at Loose Neck? People buy seats in Atlanta. Where's Loose Neck at?
He's in Dallas. Like
some of these sections, these seats.
I'm not
going for $800 at this party Friday.
We need to talk about it. I'm not.
Oh, y'all good.
Paying for no seat.
Y'all not sitting.
And I'm bringing like 5 extra people. Okay, let's keep going.
Whoa! Stop right there.
Hey, real quick, Doug. I want to tell you something.
Stop right there. You give a ninja an inch, you take a mile. I said you can come.
I told you to stop giving me inches. And so this is going to be my rep.
Stop giving me inches. She don't want that much. She's saying too deep. She don't want that much. Stop giving her inches. Just the tip. Just
give me some seats. Oh, my God.
Come
on.
Tree, I asked you, you had that still that I asked you to put up with Paul George a while back? I know we're doing something different now.
What? Still? Oh, the fight? Is that the man about the fight?
Not the fight. Yeah, don't worry about it. I can talk through it. It's okay. So, Doug, what are you doing?
Getting them inches together.
Really surprising me with these comments, man.
I'm not surprised. This is me. This is who I am.
So I saw a meme this past weekend of it came from NBA memes. It says Paul George this season, games played 10. Podcast episodes 16, salary $49.2 million. Did you see that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Does it bother you, these athletes that do these podcasts and that's not even playing on the field anymore? That's they got these podcasts, but they're making $40, $50 million, and their job that's paying their bills is not their focus. Does that bother you?
It doesn't bother me because I guess, we can't be mad people doing podcasts. But I will say this, and we've talked about this. This market has actually become saturated, man, in this platform. Yeah. Everybody and their mama got a podcast. And if we would have started doing the podcast the Monday after the people showed us the show, showed us the door. I
told you.
If we would have done the podcast the Monday after those people showed us the door, we would be so far ahead of everybody else.
So Tree.
What?
I see what's going on here.
And I probably wouldn't be divorced.
We would be rich beyond compare.
He's had a bad show today. I beat him up pretty good. So now he wants to fall back on. If you would have listened to me and done what I said 12 years ago, we wouldn't be in this situation that we're in now.
We'll talk about it in the book that we got to get some time to write. But I told this man, I sat this man down. I was like, man, listen, we can just do this shit on our own, man. Let's do it. I've researched it. Yeah, I'm retiring. I'm Mr. Mom. I said, okay, man. I had to get a job, man. I had to get a job, man. Everybody in their mom. Michael Parsons got a damn. They could probably do that same stat you just gave for Whistles Folk. You could probably do that same stat for Michael Parsons.
Okay, but there's a lot of bread in the store too. There's bread options. There's a lot of different Coca-Cola, Pepsi. It don't matter. We not going nowhere. We're all gonna be up in here together. Absolutely. All right. From Griff,
I've said it several times, man. I apologize about that, and I probably should have listened.
I'd never bring that up, but I mean,
for you to throw it in my face again for like fifth time this year. You bring it up every 2 months. Every 2 months you bring it up.
It was appropriate because of the comment. That's all. I don't even talk about that anymore. You know I am moving finger right, sir.
Oh, what? Wait. You're moving fingers, right?
Yeah.
What?
Okay. Ignore that.
Yeah. From Griff.
He gets the message.
No, I get the message with that one.
The Celebration Bowl is a big deal for the MEAC, SWAC, and for our HBCUs. We're in aren't in the conference, but it's still go and watch if I'm not at the game. So he's just
he's supporting the Celebration Bowl.
Well, for the record, Tree, if you keep reading the messages like that, the people are going to want me to start doing it.
I know. Okay? Except Courtney Williams said, "We love you, Ryan," but Tree has the buttermilk biscuit voice we want to hear.
Yeah, you've done some 1-800.
What started this little thing that you and Doug got going on?
From Loose Neck, I watched Rudolph a few days ago, like it was my very first time.
I watch all of them with the kids when they come on. My cousin, our cousin, he texts me messages whenever there's a cartoon on from the past. He's like, I'm not sure what y'all are doing, but you and your kids may want to watch so-and-so on so-and-so network right now at 8:00.
And we're making cookies too. Like,
that's exactly
right. Night. It's a good night. From Rel Scott. Where is Mel from Southwest Atlanta?
Great Mel.
We need him.
Is Mel still with us? Alive? Because Mel had to be like 80 back then, man.
Nah, Mel wasn't 80.
No.
He had an old soul, like the old people say. He had an old soul.
Look at the time. It's almost 9:00. Hit the music, Tree. Keep on reading though.
Yep. Okay. Wait. Hit the music, but keep on reading. Okay. I actually enjoyed the Doug Stewart show. I still have Dougie dollars. These people want their reparations. Send me your Dougie dollars so I can pay for my seat Friday. Since you're gonna make us stand up, it's time to go. I'm gonna get out and let you guys end it.
What up? In the chat room. This is the DJ. This is the DJ for the party Friday night. Jamie Brunson.
Thank you, Jamie. Jamie, thank you, Jamie. Jamie says, Doug, I'm dropping that 69 Boys Friday night. That was on my top 5. Jamie, please go to the site and vote and tell all your friends to do the same. Thank you for your support, Jamie.
Shouts out to Big Perm. I mean Big Worm. DJ this Friday night.
I don't ever call him out his name like that either. I always call him DJ Big Worm.
So you seen the video, the viral video where we were singing the Tevin Campbell song at Homecoming? I think it's got like 5 million views right now. Big Worm was the DJ playing that song at the stadium.
So whose website or whose page was that on? Is that on Big Worm's page?
It's everywhere. It's on my page. I shared it. I
You
hear
had
it.
5 million views.
Yeah, I think it says 5+ million views or something at this point.
So then, the money's been generated off of that. Then
Oh no.
no,
Maybe from him, the original poster. I'm saying
the
I
originator.
shared it. I
Question.
shared it.
So okay, so because just a question, because you shared it,
Mhm.
you won't receive any.
No.
But
It's
does that
whoever
person get
posts-
credit for your 5? Does that person get credit for your 5 million? The 5 million in your page, does that transfer to their page?
No, I
For them
don't
to
have
get
5
paid?
million on my page. I think the video has been viewed like 5 million times.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying that in general. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Nah.
Hey man,
It's probably
everybody
been
in the chat
shared.
room.
It's probably been shared 10,000 times, sir.
Everybody in the chat room, man, thank y'all very much. Really appreciate it. Thank y'all very much. It's because of y'all that we do what we do, and we appreciate you, gallant talent. Shouts out to Arlie. Shouts out to Dread. Shouts out to Tree. Y'all all get A pluses. Thank you very much for your contributions in today's show. And hey, man, I don't know if it was that time of the month for you or something today. I don't know what it was today, but you was really in your feelings, man.
Nope, that was fine.
And no. You was in your feelings, man.
That was fine.
And just remember that.
I just don't understand how you redirect the
Can I
anger.
finish what I'm saying?
I don't understand how you redirect the anger to your big brother, who has literally put you under his wing for his entire life, to defend Kirk Cousins, who's thrown 8 interceptions in the last 4 games and no touchdowns. How you turn on me? How does this turn against me?
I would
Like
like for
I
you.
threw 8 interceptions and no touchdowns in the last 4 games. I just don't get it.
Maybe you should understand how things work, but I'm giving you an A plus regardless.
You get an A.
Outstanding job.
You get
Thank
an
you for your
A2, sir.
contribution.
You get an A2.
God
sir.
is good all the time, and all the time God is good. If you don't know him, you need to find him and show him love. That's all he's showing you. Nothing but love. Make sure y'all subscribe to Stuart Media and Entertainment, so when pop-up shows, the Joe Show, the No Show, or Tree with the T is popping up, you will be notified so you can join us live. And if not, whenever time allows, just go to Two Live Stews YouTube or Two Live Stews Facebook and join us then. God is good all the time, God is good. If you don't know him, you need to find him, show him love. It's only showing you nothing but love. Peace and blessings, y'all. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Root to the bros.
Thank you very much.